earlier we had the course named as radio frequency engineering. Okay, in the new syllabus we have, in the 5th semester we have wireless communication, and the 6th semester we have cellular communication. Okay, so we, and in the old syllabus in 6th semester there was only one course, radio frequency engineering, optional course. People usually took that course, leaving there is like another power system optional part, relay 2. They usually did not take that course. Okay, so but the point is that we used to show a comparatively older version of Atoll. Okay, but I started showing a newer version of Atoll from the last semester. Uh, Last semester, I mean, the students who are in their 4th year, I showed them in their 6th semester, I guess. Okay, so what I was saying, there is a project file. You just need to open the file from the open option uh, from the toolbar. Then this will be opened. Actually, in the initial case, the project file is created by the combination of certain maps. Uh, the, I mean, you can't actually do so many things only by the tool. Okay, you need the support of map. Like we were given Dhaka map. It is not like you can you have the Google map, okay, Google Earth, and you can put it as the input of Atoll. I don't know, maybe in the most recent version of Atoll, I mean Google map or Google Earth can be incorporated. Okay, so like we have seen in link planner, but there are like so many things and so many parameters while you work on Atoll for radio planning. So I mean, a Atoll dedicated map was necessary, I mean, earlier. Okay, so we were given the map, Dhaka map, and you know these maps have sub maps, so it is not like, it is like a JPG file or some file, some image file, maybe a large image file. It is not like that. Specific type, you know, I don't know, in certain domains of science and engineering, you need this sort of specialized map. Maybe in a transportation, or in geotech of civil engineering department, or maybe in a geography or some other department which requires this map support. There is a like a popular tool named as map info. I mean, these maps are actually I can't recall everything now, because last 3 or 4 years I just had to use this tool only for demonstration purpose. Maybe so many things have changed. So these maps have to be procured from map info. I mean, like if you need to use this tool. But as I said, these tools are basically used in industry, so they don't have to worry about the budget to procure this sort of specialized map. Like if you think of, okay, let me first tell about why this sort of tool might be necessary. You know, if you think of 2000, uh, early 2000, okay, then this like cellular operators, and I mean they started coming to Bangladesh. It was like a very good prospect to do their operation, to initiate their operation in Bangladesh. Okay, so they kept on coming, maybe a bit before 2000 also. But what did they do? You know, is back then the call rate was very high. I still can recall while I was in my first year in 2000. port, call rate was like a 6 taka something per minute for Grameen phone. Okay, 6 taka or 7 taka, I can recall properly, but something like that. And people, I mean, were not thinking of data. I mean, no one was, I mean, thinking of mobile data. Okay, there was some freakish code and some code which could make the ringtone some certain thing, sort of thing. I mean, they used to do this stuff, and these were regarded as school stuff, like using your I mean, bar phone, you tended to make your own ringtone. Okay, by this way.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, did you share your screen or just
No.
describe it?
I'm just giving the like overview. Later on,
Okay, okay, okay,
I
sir.
would start it.
Hmm.
So then the planning thing was important, but still, then gradually, when we were in our uh, uh, late second year, maybe in 2000 5 6, I mean, in that time, uh, I mean, mobile data started becoming popular, but it was not cheap. Like 1 GB Grameen phone data with VAT, it was like 345 taka. Okay. Uh, and since I don't know whether you can actually digest the fact, we did not have, connectivity, internet connectivity in our dormitory. So we only had the local area network. We could share stuffs, share files, share movies among us using this local area network, but we did not have any internet connectivity. To use internet, we needed to go to, I mean, like the computer lab that we had. And so many memories over there, like booking a specific chair, booking a comparatively better desktop computer, okay, so that you can pass a good 1 hour there by browsing, okay, internet. And things went on this way now. But when you go to your fourth year, I mean, you need to have internet connectivity, like and some of us tended to use our phone, like this some popular Nokia phone, or Sony Ericsson K750, I can't recall properly, this sort of thing. They tended to use their phone as modem. And I mean, like the urgent mail exchange with their supervisor, or some other stuffs, they used to do this way. That is how things went on. Okay, I was in the planning stuff. So if you are someone working in the mobile operator, like say Grameenphone or Robi, Robi was Actel back then, or Banglalink. Okay, so you need to think of, I mean, it is not that you need the geographical information. You also need the subscriber types. Maybe back then, the subscribers, it was for sure the subscriber back work, I mean, residing in, say, Lalmonirhat, Putuakhali, or the border zone, or some underdeveloped zone. I mean, they will surely not need the data connectivity of, I mean, mobile data connectivity. So planning could have been different. So maybe the low, I mean, data or low resource they need for those zones. I mean, they were solely for supporting the voice call. Okay, back in that time. So that is how things went on. But let's move forward and come back to things in around 2012, 13 something. Okay, but now, or say 2010, things got changed. I mean, back then, or started getting changed back then. Okay, now you have certain zones, maybe the uh, 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 some I mean, commercial part of Dhaka city, okay, or some popular parts, okay, so, or the zones where you have the university or the offices. Okay, so maybe that part, I mean, required the mobile data. I mean, like more compared to the other zones. So what I try to mean here is that there are like so many planning things involved here. So there is a separate department in cellular operators, radio network planning department or RNP department. So what they basically do there, they use certain tools. Apart from Atoll that we will be using there are probably, I mean, few more user-friendly tools. But since this is for our academic use or to make yourself uh, familiar with the working environment and how things are done, it will do the job for us, inshallah. So I guess you can get the idea. The main purpose behind using this sort of tool is to plan. I mean, why planning is necessary here? Why can't you just straightforwardly do some calculation and I mean draft calculation and install stuff? You know, these are base station we are talking about, a macro base station or large base station that you see being installed. So you just can put them, I mean, I mean, in a specific area. You know, there are like so many parameters involved. You know, you have seen a certain office, certain garments, and you might have planned, okay, there will be worker there. Maybe they would be needing voice call so frequently at that time. But right after 2 months, you see there is like an economical collapse. These garments is no longer out there. So, but you have already installed a base station. So what you would be doing? You need to do some major modification out there because your the plan that work inside your head earlier, it is no longer, it will no longer work. I mean, as things have changed. So there are like so many parameters involved, and you need data for certain time. Okay, so that you can plan well ahead. Okay, and there are like so many other things involved here. I mean, the environment, the geographical change, weather, and like so many things required for planning. So you, in this tool, you can incorporate so many conditions. Okay, and uh, and through this you can plan like maybe you are trying to cover the Dhaka city. Okay, and you would be installing. So by installing, I mean, you, if you have the tool, it is like a drag, it has a drag and drop feature. So you can install base station some at certain places, and then you can run it. You can see, I mean, by installing the base station in a specific manner, I mean, what is the coverage, okay, for a certain time, and later, I mean, you can see that certain areas are not covered. Then you can install a base station to, cover it fully. Okay. Again, you might have some financial constraints. It is not that you just can. Someone in the company will tell you, okay, what wherever you need the base station, you just put it. As I said earlier, I mean, maybe if it is a place where you hardly need mobile internet, and you just need the voice call feature, maybe it can be a very large cell and you can cover a very large number of subscribers. Okay, and again there can be some other things like maybe it is a commercial area, but you also need to think that maybe you can have certain feature that during the office time, I mean, or during the peak time, you need to give larger resource. So maybe you can, like manage things in a different way. So this sort of thing, this sort of calculation, this sort of tuning, you can do beforehand, before actual installation of base station by using this sort of radio network planning tool. Okay, so I am not going to give some, more detail. Maybe straightforwardly working on this environment will give will give better idea for you. So let me share the screen. I would be yes. Any
For today's attendance, shall we write our IDs in the comment section of the post, or
I am not sure. Probably Mubarak will be handling this stuff. I don't know whether Mubarak has already given you instruction or not. From my end, there is, I mean, no specific requirement. I guess
You-
Mubarak will handle the stuff.
You guys, you already know me. Most of you already know me how attendance works. Okay. So just continue your
in the
class.
chat box we actually write.
Don't worry. Don't worry. You will just know at the end of the class. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let me share the screen, and I try to give you some some background idea on the tool, and even after this background, if you still feel confused, just stop me at certain place. But I guess straightforwardly working with the tool will give better idea. I hope you see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what you do, I already have it. Have the file open. So what you do, you click on the open portion of the interface. Then you select the blank project that I shared with you, LT blank project that I shared with you, and you open it. Then you will see a not these base stations that I have put, but you will see a map. This is the Dhaka map.
Sir,
Yes. Could you do up to that part?
sir, when I try to open it, it says unexpected file format.
Yes. That is what I was saying. I mean, there is some. I need to take the responsibility from that part. So I could not guide you properly. You should have what I should have told you, that please install and try to open it once. Okay, so what you need to do, you can just follow me now for the time being, since if you try to rectify the error, it would take some time. What you need to do, you need to disable, or in case of antivirus, for my case, I have the Windows default antivirus, Windows Defender. So what I did, you can add some exception there, right? Exclusion or exception. You just add the source. The source, that is the directory where the Atoll is there, the Atoll installer, and where it is installed, the C drive forks folder. You put these two directory in the exclusion or exception of the antivirus. Okay, then you try. There is like a DLL file in the installer. Uh, uh, is everyone experiencing this error now?
Yes, sir. Many of
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, that is I need to take the responsibility. Okay, I should have told you.
Sir, I have sent a text file, sir. This might help others, hopefully.
Yes, yes. Please follow this thing. I try to give the details through the class, but maybe later it would help you. Yes, let me. Okay, you just I guess whatever I said, it matches with your text portion, right? At the text detail, or you did it differently?
Sir, I think it's what you said, sir. It's same.
Oh, okay. So please follow the steps, and it is actually up to you. I mean, if you can manage the thing, that is, if you can rectify your tool now by following the step, then you can work parallelly. Otherwise, you can follow the class, and right after class, you can do it yourself. It is not that difficult. It is not like coding. It is like how guys in industry work with this tool. It is you don't need to code. You just need the familiarity, okay, with this tool. So how many of you could open this window?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you could do that, you will see this map. And what I have done afterwards, this map is the combination of, a map. It is not like traditional map, like a JPEG file or PNG file, like say very high resolution file. It is like the combination of certain things. It has Dhaka Railway, Dhaka Main Road, Dhaka Airport, Dhaka Water, Dhaka Secondary Road. Dhaka Secondary Road is very challenging. Dhaka Secondary Road, the roads back in old Dhaka, or some other place. I mean, here I would show you the LT simulations involving these sub portion. I mean, these sub areas like Dhaka Secondary Road or Dhaka Water. Okay, Dhaka Secondary Road takes long time. If you significant amount of or base station. So what I have done, you would use that thing. You see this icon, this is base station. So you click on it, this base station will be there with you. You can put it at your place. I mean, you can drag and drop and put it at different places. Like this. Please stop me if you cannot follow. I guess for the time being, there is no challenge or nothing which you can figure out. It is straightforward. So I have just opened the LT project. As I said, if we did it differently, we needed to give you the separate maps, like maps for Dhaka Water, Dhaka Railway, Dhaka Airport. I mean, things could have been clumsy. So what we have done, we have done things differently. Rather than giving you the maps, we have prepared a project, blank project. So it is like you can do anything related involving the LTE network here. So after we have got the map, we have installed the base station. That is what the industry guys will do. Like you don't know anything of Dhaka, you have some feedback or some idea. Maybe this is like say Gulshan area or airport something. Okay, so you put the base station accordingly. There is no harm. You are not going to buy a base station with say 30 crore, okay, or 50 crore. Okay, so you can save the money and you can play around and get an idea. Then you implement it and then you decide how many base stations you need to install. It is like,
So what if we want to remove a base station? How do we remove?
actually, you have the option probably from the transmitter portion, you can disable, like
Okay.
from here, if you untick certain transmitter, this is like 3-sector antenna, so you can disable say site 0, 1. You see, this is removed. In this way, you can enable and disable. And maybe there are some, actually, we don't know everything. I mean, we are not in industry. We try to explore certain things of this tool. Yes, and we found it interesting. And we thought that maybe some of you would, choose, like a similar career, which was true. I mean, like back in 2010, 11, up to 10, 11, or maybe a bit afterwards. I mean, working with this tool. I mean, they went to industry, they worked with the same tool. but despite, I mean, if you just discard that thing, it will, this tool is like an interesting one to work with. Okay, so you can play around with this tool. Then what you do, I mean, why have you put it this way? You need to predict something, right? Like after putting the base station this way, I mean, what will be the coverage scenario? So it gives us an option. So what we do, you see there is a prediction portion. So let me delete the already, I actually have something already created. Let me delete those things. So now prediction, new prediction, you see there is a table: coverage by transmitter, coverage by signal level, overlapping zones, effective signal analysis, downlink, effective signal analysis, uplink, coverage by channel to interference plus noise ratio, in downlink and uplink, service area analysis, effective service area analysis, coverage by throughput. So some of the things are very important. I mean, as you understand from the name. So let me start with coverage by transmitter, very basic downlink coverage by transmitter. So you click on OK. Then we do press on apply. OK. Then we click on calculate. You see there is, I don't know. Let me run it once again. Okay, I guess I need to start it in a fresh way. Maybe I worked it earlier on. Maybe it is facing some duplicate error or something. Let me show it once again, then it will be easier to do also. I would be opening the okay. Okay, so I'm starting it from the scratch. So as we just open the file, I would just try installing some base station like this. So it is a good practice that you try to form an idea, like though it is a simulation, you just don't need base station to be very close to each other. Maybe, I mean, as you, I mean, get familiar with the tool, you will understand it better. So initially you can put less number of base station and see how things are working here. Okay, let me first work with this number of base station. Then coverage by transmitter that we tried to do earlier. You see, there is like a progress bar is running something. Now, if you select this coverage by transmitter, you see the window.
Yes, sir.
So now, what does it mean? It
Each base
means that
station covers the black
yes,
area.
yes. These are the things that is being covered. So if you think of like you are a guy, poor guy staying here, what will be your condition? You will
I
get
won't
no
be getting the
coverage.
signal.
Yes, you won't be getting any signal because you are not under any nearby base station. Though there are like you are being surrounded by certain base station. So what should be a good practice? Installing a base station which will be near your area. So there are like many such areas. Like this is like a watery area.
Sir,
Okay,
how
so-
did you run that thing, sir? Like which
Okay,
key
sure.
did you press? Okay,
So
could you repeat
yes, like you can properties and like you selected coverage by transmitter. Like let me go from here.
Yes,
New
sir.
prediction. You select which one you want to choose. I mean, like coverage by transmitter or coverage by signal level. So as you choose it, then you click OK, or straightforwardly would get a calculate option from here.
Okay,
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 as you run it, then you will see certain progress at the
Okay.
bottom. Okay.
okay.
So afterwards, if you select it, like coverage by transmitter is selected, then you see this thing. Now, in the same way, we can choose coverage by signal level. Like here, already coverage by is already run. Okay, so somehow, okay, let me delete it. I don't know whether deletion will create any other error or not. I should have deleted it earlier. Okay, I have selected coverage by signal level and run it. You see calculation end, it shows calculation end. So let me just select it. So now you see certain colors. Okay. Obviously these colors will, different colors will mean different thing. So you look at the legend, sub window here, you see the red one means best signal level. In dBm, it is like minus 70 dBm. So reddish portions. You see around the center, there is like some reddish zones. Okay. So they are close to the base station. Again, you can put your cursor at different places and you can see and what is the signal level at this area. You see here at the place where the cursor is, it is like minus 95 dBm. So minus 95 dBm, it is like this bluish zone here. And if you go around the periphery of the cell, very poor signal strength. Okay, so so from here, I mean, you look at the different parameters under prediction, like coverage by transmitter, coverage by signal level, overlapping zone. So obviously we don't need overlapping zone because that is like that will be some sort of misuse, right? So and that is for throughput. Let me select the throughput. So from here you can get an idea, like you have a certain mission to fulfill, like you don't want any user to get say data rate less than minus 90. So you can plan accordingly. Maybe you can you need to install base station more closely, like here. Maybe an user who is residing here, then he will be under a new base station. Okay, and this user might get better signal strength. So let me untick that option and select coverage by downlink throughput. Then we can select OK, then calculate. It is running the simulation. You see now it is end. It has ended. Coverage by downlink throughput. So you see here, what does it mean? So we can also check it this way. It's difficult to understand. So you see here, this means, I mean, this color throughput, it is probably it is in kilobit per second. It is 50,000 kilobit per second, so around 50 Mbps. So for this orange color and this, the color is not that different. Okay, so it is 50 Mbps. Now it is 49 Mbps. In this way it goes. And you see this yellowish zone, it is around 38 Mbps, and this is how it goes. Okay, so you will have your own target, and after installing the base station, as you run this coverage prediction, you will have your own result, and from here you can easily see what is the condition. Like here, if you put your cursor here, it is showing like it is around 22 Mbps. Okay, so at this zone 22, now here it is 10, it is here 18, and here it is 16, here it is 8 Mbps, here it is 1 Mbps. So I mean, you get the throughput, I mean, by putting your cursor at different place, and also you can get an idea from the chart, from the properties. Okay, so by right clicking and selecting the properties, you have a chart like this. Okay, so so you can play around by selecting different parameter from here. Okay, so coverage by CINR, we can also choose this thing. Let me deselect that thing, and channel to interference plus noise ratio. So from the parameter name, it is obvious that we want the value to be as large as possible. Okay, since we don't want interference and noise to be in large magnitude. So okay, then we select calculate. Then it is being run, the simulation, and it has finished running. Then we can select that thing. So now we don't understand what is going on. So we can right click, select properties. So you see that a physical downlink synchronous channel, and that is the downlink channel CINR. So whenever it is red, it is 30, then gradually it is decreasing. Okay, so you can also put your cursor just like the earlier case. You see here the CINR value is only 7, and here it is 9, here it is 6, and here it is 10, here it is 21. Okay, so and this is the cell center. Okay, so
And sir, one small question, sir. If
Yeah.
I accidentally somehow lose my legends and events, how will I get it back?
actually we are not experts here, but I don't think there is a possibility of losing it. I mean, it is like we are not creating anything. By default, the tool gives us this feature. So as long as you have the database, I mean, actually we are not saving anything also. As we are selecting new parameter for prediction, I mean, it is being added here. You see, so I don't think it is, I mean, it is a possibility there. You are, unless your computer crashes, I mean, it is very less likely to take place. I mean, you lose
Because
your.
I'm not having that run functionality or legends part in my.
Sir, in upper corner there is view written. From there you can
Okay.
see.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, actually, I mean, here none of us, I mean, including me, I never work in industry. So it is like I try to explore something. Maybe if you feel interested, you can easily surpass. I mean, many of us. I mean, if you this is like a very interesting tool, and you can do so many things. You can explore. I mean, you can guess where is your location, like, and how you can improve. I mean, there are like related papers. I mean, back in my master's time, I had like 2 or 3 articles. I mean, I actually guided some groups up to 2014, 15, including some foreigner groups too. And I had some articles based on this. So it is like very interesting. And later on, I remember back in 2014 or 15, I had one group. I mean, we also got access. I mean, like with a map info file of Mumbai. So it helped us in a certain extent, like we could match maybe, I mean, location wise, population density wise, Dhaka is not that different compared to that of Mumbai. So we tried comparing, okay, and we have an article based on that. And you know, back in that time, our article influenced researcher from, I mean, so many geographical locations. If you browse through ResearchGate or Google Scholar, you will find similar papers. I mean, people try to work on their country or their cities, like one city of Morocco, one city in Iraq. People did it. I mean, like also many researcher from Africa, they did this sort of task. So I mean, like, since you are in your 3rd year, I mean, you can, I mean, at your free time, I mean, apart from the fact that this is a course work, since it is under the lab work of EEE 4542, you can also try exploring it. So some of the things that you might be experiencing, I am no expert in that. I tried exploring certain part. Maybe after exploring, you can. So one problem of this sort of tool is that you won't find any forum. Maybe recently some people have tried, I mean, demonstrating or showing their experience. I mean, you might be finding certain Atoll file in YouTube search also. Okay. But I suggest you, or I encourage you to play with this tool. I hope you will find even more newer or more exciting features. Okay. So we were in the coverage prediction. So in this way, you can add up different prediction. You can note this thing down. You can note down your result, and you can rerun it by adding some new base station. Okay. So these are the things that you can do. So this is the first part. The first part deals with coverage prediction, and we have another feature. The feature is you see there is like a bullseye sort of thing. It is known as point analysis tool. So we will see what we can do with this. See, I clicked on it, or somehow our map part is overshadowed. So we will make it smaller. And now we will click anywhere. Okay. So you see the bullseye or this point analysis tool, we can shift it anywhere. Like we have put it there. So what is this actually? So this is like a user. So remember, you might be interested. Okay, I cannot get that much from this tool. So you might be thinking, okay, what if I have my own personal vehicle? Okay, I have done some work by installing some base station. Why don't I use my laptop with my cell phone hooked with it as a modem? And now I ask my driver, or I drive myself, and at the same time I check what is the signal strength and other features like, and how well I have done the planning. Okay, so you can check it yourself. It is like you are moving, so maybe you have planned on putting yourself here. Now how we can check? So you see there is a portion, profile, reception, things like this. So while we were dealing with LT link planner, you have seen this thing, right? Like geographical profile, it is like a Fresnel zone, right, between two antennas. So it is like transmitting antenna, receiving antenna, and this is the profile, Fresnel zone that we have. Actually, this geographical profile, does not give us so many information. Rather than that, we can, what is it doing? It is like it is just selected certain site number 0 is selected, and it gives us the location of us. This is, you see, XY coordinate of my location is shown, and we can also select reception. So here it gives, while you select reception, you see in this window there is like 3 sites. So by default it selects, you see 3 arrows here, 1 arrow, another arrow, another arrow. By default it selects 3 of the site. So it and it compares the between the signal level of these 3 sites. So you see the signal level from sector antenna 3 of site 0, sector antenna 1 of site 1, and sector antenna 2 of site 1. If you compare between them, you see the best result is obtained for sector antenna 3 of site 0. So you see it is the largest, it is minus 113. So since it is in minus, the lowest one is the best one, right? So this one gives the best signal strength. Okay, and alongside that, what else you can see? You can also see the interference level. So you see the interference level for the preferred one, that is site 0_3, that is for this one, it is minus 103.63. So this is the preferred one, and for this one it is this. So these are like so many vital information which you cannot, get at a time while you are doing the radio network planning, and some other details is shown. You see there is a small table showing all those information, like power level and RSRP. It is the relative signal strength, RSRP is shown. And
So one small question, sir.
yes,
In your case, sir, while doing the point analysis, sir,
yes,
in that point that you selected, sir,
yes,
it has like 4 arrows, 3 arrows converging to it and 1 arrow going away, right, sir?
yes, yes.
So when I did it for my points, sir, what happened is like there was only 1 arrow, but there was no other 3 arrows coming from another base station.
Okay, maybe you have selected your own site like this. Have you changed it from profile? You see there are options: profile, reception, interference, and details. So under reception, it should select the nearby, or maybe in your case the nearby
Only
ones
one,
are
sir.
far.
Yes, sir. I only have okay.
Yes,
Okay,
maybe
okay,
that is the reason. If
Okay,
you
sir.
have some ones, then you will select. So it is like an intelligent tool. If you put your point analysis cursor at a certain place, it will select the nearby base station, among which it can compare then which is the best possible one. So you see, this is a very versatile tool. Like you can think of, okay, why can't I put myself in Shamoli from Uttara? Maybe you can compare. You can put it there. Okay, so and you can see, okay, I don't get good signal strength, okay, around Shamoli Square. Okay, then you put the cursor near the national parliament, and you can check, okay, I don't get good signal there. Like this is a small part. Right after coverage prediction, we use the point analysis tool, and try to see that if I am an user and if I am independently putting myself there, from where, from which antenna I would be getting the best possible signal. Okay, and would be the inferior one in terms of performance. So that is what we can do. I guess up to this much it is clear to you, and I would be inshallah giving you the recording, and if still after this you have some problem, I can make it up. So then I would go to, I am deselecting the point analysis tool, and I am unticking the coverage. Now we will do a different part, LT simulation. It is like capacity prediction. So how do we do it? You see there is a portion LT simulation there. So we right click on it, select new, then you see under traffic by default Dhaka water is selected. Let me take, small risk first. Dhaka airport should contain a small zone and the simulation will take less time. So I am selecting Dhaka airport. Okay. Apply. Okay. Then you see group 0. It is, I am renaming it as airport. Okay. Then properties, I have the option of calculating. So you see certain green portion here. Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dhaka
Yes,
airport, maybe it is showing, you know, there is a old airport around Tejgaon. So maybe for some reason it also considers this thing. That is what we found earlier. That is our current airport. So here, now what is this green meaning? You can click on properties, maybe not this. Simulation 0. Properties. No, here, sorry. So here, as you right click on LTE simulation, you see there is a table like this, which means the green ones, they are connected in both downlink and uplink, and the black ones, these are inactive, and these red ones, no coverage. This one, this is very difficult to differentiate. Earlier version they were in different color. Okay, so but now these are like almost similar color and very difficult to differentiate. Okay, we can change this thing. Still we can go back and check. So somehow our base station placement was good, and you see most of them seems to be connected in both uplink and downlink. I don't see any black mark. Black mark is no service or disconnected via both downlink and uplink, which we would likely see if we select another map. So let me do that. Under from LTE simulation, I select another map from traffic. By default, Dhaka water is selected. I am taking another lower risk, Dhaka railway. I have a feeling that it would take maybe a small amount of time. So I am calculating it. So already it has done it. Let me rename this thing as railway. So now do you see this green mark, red mark? Here some red mark, another green mark here. Do you all see that thing?
Yes,
Green
sir.
mark. So actually this Yes.
Sir, in the
Yes.
previous one, sir, there was a lot of green. That means that there was a lot of
Yes,
circles all together.
yes, somehow we were lucky. Like we have randomly put the base station. Somewhere
the
we are
airport.
lucky that they all were on the airport. I mean, things are not that rosy. Like we don't have any challenge. Like it is like Buffet taka ase sort of thing. You put the base station without thinking of your budget. You can put it anywhere. This is like a game for
Yeah.
for us. But when you have the constraint, you need to. We have like that amount of money. You need to cover the whole Dhaka. I cannot increase the budget. If the situation is like that, then you need to take lots of data. Like, okay, we can discard Kamrangitchor. I don't know whether anyone is in Kamrangitchor or not. Maybe you discard the, you try to allocate only one base station over all Kamrangitchor area. Okay, so that you can save the base station from like some more crowded area. Okay, so things are not that rosy, I mean, in that case. Okay, so like here our radio planning is very bad. We can see that. You see many red spots. I don't know, maybe it is like maybe it is around the Kamlapur area. I'm not sure, or maybe Magbazar area. I'm not sure. I'm not that expert into map, but obviously it is the rail line is going on, and there are users, and we have failed to do a very good planning based on our base station setup. We can check that. We can. I mean, like this is also a very important table. Okay, so we see that very important information. Like it shows that we have 18 users. Okay, a total number of users trying to connect. Very important information there. Active in downlink 14, in uplink 3, downlink plus uplink. Maybe you are trying to download a like a PDF document of 2 megabytes, like something shared over email. Okay, and maximum throughput demand under downlink it is 9.65 Mbps. Minimum throughput demand it is 332.2 kilobit per second. Also in uplink, okay, so it is 188.4 kilobit per second. Many important information. Like if you are doing things like in a serious manner, you can use this information, like the site-wise thing, and all the sites and how they are impacting the users near the railway. Okay, so you see site 2 is coming into play here. Some users are near site 2, so throughput, what is the throughput they are getting? Okay, so these things are important. I mean, like so many important things, the users. So you see another important user, mobile IDs. We have come to know about 18 user, what they are actually doing. We can also check that like as we I mean, like have this as we have this like the map, and this Atoll also attaches some default user types with it. Okay, so here it attached 18 user with it. So you see mobile ID 1 with a coordinate XY coordinate like this. Antenna height usually the 1.5 meter, it is chosen as the antenna height for mobile equipment or mobile user. So here it is this user is web browsing. Okay, so you know its coordinate, so you can also find out it is under which base station. Okay, so so you see this is his web browsing. Mobile ID 2 FTP download, ID 3 is FTP download, and ID 5 is web browsing, ID 6 is VoIP, 7 web browsing. Okay, that is how things goes. I mean the user type, and they also have mobility. business user having mobility, it also considers that. Again, for this user, which are the best server, it also shows this thing. Okay, so you can do so many things from here, right? You see base server and the serving cell, site 7.1, so serving cell should be like this, same thing. So so that is these are the things that you can do with it. Now don't ask me to run Dhaka secondary road. It will take time. It will take time, maybe not now, because I have a very small number of base station, but I suggest him to do that. Back in 2011, when I had like a Asus Code 2 Duo laptop, it took around for like 90 base station to cover the Dhaka city. It took around say 6 or 7 hours for a Code 2 Duo laptop to run the simulation. Okay, so maybe for now it won't take that time. Maybe some of you have a Core i7 with say maybe 32 GBs of RAM with a Core i7 10th generation. I don't know. It would take a small time in that case. Okay, so now you can explore that. Let me run another thing from ULT simulation traffic. Then I can be a little more adventurer here. Dhaka main road. Apply. Okay. Then calculate. You see, now it looks I mean, like something interesting, because Dhaka main road, it is not like railway or something. That Dhaka main road is spreaded almost all over Dhaka. So you see our planning type, very poor planning, because the periphery of Dhaka, all red, very poor planning for us. Maybe Dhaka center zone, maybe if we city center, we can say. I mean, these are connected and have a very good planning. And we need to install base station in those zones. Okay, then run it from here. And then,
Sir,
yes,
like, sir, when you were like looking at the properties, sir, there you found the number of users, sir. So
Yes.
like, does this software has like a average value of users per area given in it?
that is a very good question. I'm not sure about that, but
Yes.
there should be a mechanism. I don't know from where exactly it comes.
Yes, sir.
It should have some
Average
assigning
value.
or allocating mechanism. Like
Okay, sir.
when we give the Dhaka map as input, I mean, like it can check what is the known, what is the type. I mean, and I'm actually also not sure about the map info provided map. Maybe alongside map, since this same map can be used by a researcher in geography, maybe it also has some population or subscriber data. I'm not sure. Maybe
Yes, sir.
this information is only grabbed by the relevant softwares. Maybe Atoll grabs this thing. But what I have seen, when we I mean import this map in while trying to run the LT simulation, then this sort of subscriber information is also shown. I'm not sure whether it is coming from certain default Atoll feature, but it should have some, I mean, relevance with the map you are giving here as the input. Otherwise it does not make sense, right? I mean, what you are trying to put, I mean, like also it should have something to do with the way you are putting the base station, right? Otherwise, no matter whatever you do, if the same thing comes again and again, what idea you are getting? So in my view, I'm not sure about that. In my view, it takes into account everything. The map that you are giving,
Yes, sir.
and again, it maybe it tries, it has some checking, it has some like a matching feature or something. Maybe it aligns something, assigns something with that specific map type. Okay, and some subscriber type, subscriber profile is added with it.
Okay.
Okay, so now we can try checking with that thing, like simulation 0. Maybe at first we can rename it as main road. Then we can properties. You see statistics shown. You see the number of users. So obviously it is getting changed based on the number of base station, based on the map and the information content of this thing. You see, while we ran the railway, what was the total user? 18. Now for Dhaka main road, what is the user? Total user 3,995. Okay, so you see active in downlink 2,825, in uplink 709, both downlink and uplink 317, and downlink throughput demand is around 1,896.47 megabit per second, and in minimum is 63.29, because there are many users. You need to take everyone's demand into consideration, and the total number of users is 3,995. So demands will be changed accordingly, and some of the users are active both in both uplink and downlink, so demands will be changed. Okay, so I hope you understand these things, and you can also check the site, which are the sites now active or being used, and cells which are active, the mobile users, and it is ending at 3,995. All of the users, some under VoIP, some web browsing. Okay, but somehow user in streaming, video streaming, it is absent. But you can think of VoIP. They have comparatively bigger data rate demand. Okay, so if they are into video call sort of thing, and FTP download, they are if they are doing it under local area, actually I mean in our internet data, it does not give that much I mean demand change. Okay, so some other parameters are also given. Maybe all of those things we cannot explore, but this is like a very important observations can be found out from here. Okay, so again, if I can recall properly, it also shows the modulation type, like whether BPSK, QPSK, and coding rate. Those sort of things are also shown from this map. I can find it out, but probably they are also there. You see, path loss is also there. Path loss type is here. You see, QPSK code rate 1/6, QPSK code rate 1/1. So many information. So it is like a very versatile tool, and you can make a very good use if you feel interested from this tool. So that is what I wanted to show you. So here we covered mainly two things. There was coverage prediction. We covered like many like coverage by transmitter, coverage by signal level, coverage by throughput, downlink, coverage by CINR, channel to interference plus noise ratio. Then we explored point analysis tool, okay, and what it can do. Later, we started dealing with LT simulation. Under LT simulation, we started dealing with Dhaka map and its different sections like Dhaka airport, like Dhaka Dhaka airport, Dhaka main road, and then we did Dhaka railway, so many things. Okay, so some of the things are left since the simulation won't end. I'm not sure how long it might take, so you can explore it yourself. Okay, so so it is like an assignment for you that you try using. You try putting not more than 100 base station. Okay, I'm making it a bit more challenging for you. Not more than 70 base station. You try to cover the Dhaka city. I mean, you can get an idea from here, like which are the things still uncovered. So you need to take some base station here. Okay, so you try running the both coverage and coverage prediction and LT simulation using 70 base station, or for LT usually it is inode B. Okay, and you run coverage prediction and LT simulation. So all of the things, like all of the parameters you do, and after you get the result, take the screenshot and print screen and paste it in a Word file and write a report sort of thing with coverage prediction, point analysis, and LT simulation. Okay, and at the end of the semester, you submit it as your assignment. Okay?
Sir, can you
Yes,
kindly
yes.
repeat, sir?
You note it
Yes.
down.
Yes, yes.
I want you to use not more than, because if I give you the luxury of putting 150 inode B, I mean it is good for you. I
Yes.
want you to think. So I am giving you the task that you cannot use more than 70 inode B. So you can put an inode B, you can change it, you can relocate it.
So
Okay.
each triangle is a base station, right, sir? So
Yes,
we
yes.
can put like 70 triangles on
Yes,
the map.
70 triangles.
Yes.
So there will be total 70 multiplied by 3, that is 210 sites. Okay.
Yes.
So you can put 270 inode Bs at your own preference, at your own will, and you need to cover Dhaka city. So it is like you want to be the savior of this Dhaka city. I mean, the planning is in your hand. Okay, so as if you are working maybe in a new telecom operator. So you use 70 inode Bs, try to cover Dhaka city. Okay, you need to plan in such a way that in every case in coverage prediction and in LT simulation, for each of the map type, Dhaka water, maybe in Dhaka water it will show some like small watery areas, some khals that we have, like Manda Khal, or some other Dhanmundi Lake, or some things that we have, Buriganga. Okay, so all these things are there. So it is on your hand. You place the base station, okay, accordingly, and save Dhaka from a poor network. Okay? So your both your coverage prediction and LT simulation result should be balanced enough, so that I am happy with you. You are happy with yourself. Okay, please don't copy. I mean, these things is, it is like, you can consider it is like a game. You can consider it like a challenge of any difficult game you are playing. I am not into gaming, so I cannot give a very good example, but you can take the challenge this way. Okay, and so I hope you have understood that thing. Right after you take the result, get the result, is take a screenshot, put it there. Your report should contain both coverage prediction, point analysis, and LT simulation results. And then you would write a report analyzing, how your planning is good, considering everything, you need to write a summary sort of thing at the end. Okay, and you need to submit it at the end of the semester. And the deadline is not fixed yet, but consider that it should be before your semester final begins. Okay. Okay, so if you don't have any question, we can end the class now. If you have question, you can ask.
Before we go, I want to find out if ID number 49 is there, 16 batch 49. Okay, 18 batch 236. 17 batch 059.
Present, sir, present.
Okay, so 236 is absent, 49 is also absent. Okay, it's okay, sir. You can continue.
Okay, thanks Mubarak, and thanks everyone for attending
I want
the
to
class.
ask.
Yes, yes, please.
I have also taken the attendance. So in my sheet there are little 2 or 3 more. 239, 241. Are they present or not? Okay, then 317. And for the section A, it will be 134. Okay, then.
Okay, thank you, Porosh. Students, if you don't have anything to ask, we can wrap the class up. Please keep our sir, Professor Kuwait Kausar sir, in your prayers so that he can overcome his ailment. Actually, he is going through a tough situation from the middle of June. I mean, his mother had like a heart block operation, a ring installation operation in Apollo. Afterwards, his nephew came from his sister came from USA with his nephew. As he reached Dhaka, he was affected with dengue. He needed to be hospitalized, and afterwards, I mean, you probably already know. I mean, one of the sons of our Kuwait Kausar sir had appendicitis operation. So, and then he had dengue. Okay, so everyone please keep our sir and everyone please pray for each and everyone. Things are difficult now. Okay, dengue along with COVID has made life very difficult for us. Okay, I hope things will be better gradually, inshallah. Okay, so that is the end of the class. Inshallah, if not with me, you will see sir with the next experiment soon, or with the theory class. Okay, then that's the end of our today's experiment.
Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Salam.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.